I am born schizophrenic. I reckon that if you have schizophrenia, you are born with it. And interestingly enough, it is then to reckon as a form of autism, actually, if you define autism in the ordinary way. Schizophrenia is basically when there are two or three personalities. There are two or three personalities that are competing and fighting amongst themselves to be in control of the being in the body, and to be directing everything from the mind, within the mind. And when these two or three personalities are fighting, having a war in my head, in my mind, I experience hallucinations, voices, pain, friction, all these bad things as I'm suffering from the personalities having a war inside my head. Usually personalities or pin needles, that I view them as pin needles in my imagination, pin needles. When these pin needles have a war in my head, it is really going through hell. And it is really simply gruesome. It is beyond. So, with other people, normal people, personalities are more ingrained, you might say, suited into their systematic minds. So other people, or people who are not diagnosed with schizophrenia, also have personalities, but they are more ingrained and more systematized. So what I've been doing the last about 5 years, since 2012, I have been working hard every day with forgiving myself. I have been puzzling myself, totally just dismantling everything that I've been, picking it apart, all the nitty-gritty details, everything, picking it apart, looking at energetic memories and dissolving them, opening them up, looking at what they are, what do they contain, what is in there that I can look at and open up. And then when I've opened up the memories and mapped it all out for myself through writing, I forgive myself for that. I start to write and speak and sound self-forgiveness for those energies, for those patterns, and all what those memories would be consistent of. And you could very well say that I have very, very few symptoms left of schizophrenia to this day. Today. Because I have learned to work with self-forgiveness to my great benefit, to heal myself, to puzzle myself back together, forgiving myself, embracing myself, just becoming equal and one with myself, becoming equalized with myself, my mind, body, beingness, oneness as myself, with the physical as, what shall I say, directive, with the physical directing it, and not some program spinning around, making fuzz in the mind box, in my head, in my mind, but rather to have the physical in control, the physical that is slowly and surely altering my behavior patterns and my life. So self-forgiveness, self-corrections, becoming responsible within everything that I have been, becoming self-honest, realizing self beyond mind, realizing self beyond the systems of matrix and the suffering of schizophrenia, realizing that is the greatest gift for giving myself in detail over time, consistent working on it. Because the layers that have brought us to where we are today are many, they are deep, and they are intricate, and they are delicate. Self-forgiveness is the only way to work this. So this is me exposing schizophrenia for what it is. Being up when schizophrenia is active in the box, there are 2 or 3 personalities having a what I call a pin needles, fighting with each other's, or whatever personalities fighting with each other's in my mind, in my box, in my body, and causing all this disruption, this gruesome thinking, hallucinations, voice in the head, all this dismay within myself that is just suffering and bad and not cool at all. So self-forgiveness works. I'm living proof. I used to be suffering a lot, and I used to be having a mind that was way beyond what I manage today. Today I have a certain, in lack of better words, control of my mind. I have a sort of an overview of my life, of my mind. I know my being to a far further degree, and I'm learning and I'm opening up as I speak to know and to be aware of my physical body as itself, as the flesh, you might say. So with other people who don't have schizophrenia, they would also live personalities. They would be far more systematized and ingrained into the matrix, into the mind of that being. With schizophrenia, it's more like chaos, mayhem, whatever going on. Uh, but self-forgiveness is the greatest gift to give to self if you are open for learning yourself to know, becoming responsible with all that you have been, as I become responsible with everything that I have been, that I am. So if you're have questions, please ask me questions. Anything at all, contact me. We can work things out and enjoy.